What's going on? Welcome back. If you're not aware right now, currently, of your death, then let me be the one to remind you that you're going to die. At some point, we're all going to die, and the reality is we don't know when or how or why or what we accomplished at that point, what we're going to regret, what we're going to appreciate, what we're going to wish we appreciated more. So I just want to talk about the two incredible benefits of being aware of your death as often as you can. Think about having a little angel of death on your shoulder that just reminds you, hey, death exists. What are you doing right now to offset the worst case scenario of you being on your deathbed and wishing you did your life differently, right? So it's not really meant to be this depressive idea, even though I think for a lot of us it ends up being, because I think when you spend your life in a way that isn't fully immersive, if you're not engaged in your life and you're flowing and you're happy, then a lot of us are afraid of death because we're afraid of getting to the end without having figured it out, without having loved and I don't know, it's a hard thing to realize, but at the end of the day, it's such a fantastic hack for gratitude and motivation, because the unrelenting jaws of death are vicious, and they don't play favorites. They don't pick and choose who's gonna die. Everyone's gonna die. And those who realize that and say, okay, well, before I die, let me fucking kill this shit. Let me play the game as hard as I fucking can, all in, 100%, risks taken. Because that's what life is. That's why when you get out and you do shit that makes your heart beat faster, you feel amazing. You feel better. You feel euphoric. Because it's our body saying, yes, give me this. This is what I need. This is what is fulfilling. And if you're not doing enough of that, then you're probably going to get some side effects, such as depression or just generally not feeling good, or whatever the case, physical issues, back problems from being sedentary, a lot of problems from being sedentary. But here's the thing. You also, when you think about death, it gives you an opportunity to think about everything in your life that you currently have and be thankful for it. Now, some people choose to look at their life in a sad way, which is that they'll look at their life and see all the things that death would relieve them of. And so then they get into the habit of being not caring about if they die or not. No, they step in front of traffic and say, well, if I die, I die, you know, and it's sad. It really is, and I've been there. Sometimes I'm still there, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes sometimes it's just too much, but I think the reality is that we all have life to be grateful for. We all have the sun most of the year, right? A good amount of the year. You know, and sometimes it's as simple as just sitting in the sun and feeling the fucking the light and the warmth and the radiation, the good kind. The light radiating and healing you in a sense. Like, if you really zone into that spirit of appreciation and worship, but not in like a gross sense, but like worship as in worshiping life for the fucking sake of it, you know? Like, get into the habit, I think, of like seeing everything. Like, sometimes I just, like, my son helped me realize this, where sometimes I'll watch him and I think, I can't possibly appreciate this enough. Like, I will literally watch him and I'll notice time passing and think, like, I I want to be as present as I possibly can right now so that I can just take it all in, because it's fleeting. And then I started to notice sometimes I'll have that in life. Sometimes I'll realize that when I'm watching something, or like I see something, even if it's like fucking like wood, you know what I mean, like on a tree or some shit. And I know this is kind of like lame and weird. Some people like don't like to think about life like this, but like look at the fucking textures, look at the minute details of things around you, or the sounds, like a kid does, you know. They're fascinated by the simplest things. And then, you know, when I really take his example and just try to be fascinated by like what we take for granted, it truly is like nature is incredible. And it doesn't mean you have to go out and be a tree hugger and like kiss the fucking earth, and you know, you don't have to be weird about it. Just appreciate it. Just pay attention to it. Allow it to kind of steal your focus away from your churning brain for a minute, you know? And realize that at any moment you might not be at the luxury of appreciating it ever again, to our knowledge. But that's all I wanted to say, man. Like, death comes. It really does, and it will for everyone at some point. And to me, if you have any ounce of you that wants to do something that you're not doing, if you want to build an empire, if you want to create, if you want to build, if you want to love, if you want to be more sociable, if you want, like, whatever it is that you want that you're not doing right now, just fucking do it, man. Find time. Everyone says they don't have enough time for this or that. I don't care what you're doing. If you don't have time for your dreams, you're wasting it somewhere else. And death should be a perfect reminder at all times that whatever it is that you're doing needs to be of importance. And we're not always at the luxury of spacing our entire day of things that we want to do, because, you know, that's life. We're all stuck in this system of money. But try to not differentiate work and play. Like, you can find ways to be joyful in things that are considered work, just from the mere fact that you could die. Or just imagine like not having, here's a great hack, and then I'll leave it at that. If you're having trouble being grateful for things that you don't feel like you should be grateful for, even, or just things that you've forgotten about, try to remember back to when you wanted the things that you currently have. Even if it's a job that you don't really care for, remember when you needed a job and you couldn't find one, and you're like, damn, I just need a job, like whatever, I need money, and now you have one, you know. Or if you needed like transportation, or if you just wanted to find somebody to love, and now you have one and you're kind of taking them for granted. Like, just remember the feeling of wanting what you currently have and try to embody that, and then feel the appreciation, because you can kind of merge the two feelings of wanting it and now currently having it in the same, and then be like, oh wow, it's like you almost get that satisfaction of achieving it all over again, you know? So yeah, man, fucking get out there and love life, man. You're gonna die. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time and your attention, and I hope I was putting out some valuable knowledge out here today for you. That's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Catch you guys on the next one.